Hello, Cancers. Welcome to Souls Intersect. I have your December of 2016 intuitive tarot reading. I want to let you know that I have some promotions going this month in celebration of the winter solstice, and all of my readings are actually discounted right now, so you can check that out by using the link below. Also, I'm going to be putting out 2017 readings for each sign, so look for those coming up at the end of December, maybe beginning of January. All right, I'm going to take you through the cards. From the bottom of the deck, we have Temperance, which I propped up on the right. And then in the top row from the left, the World, the Queen of Cups, and then the Ace of Cups. In the center row, the Knight of Swords, the Fairy Stallion, which is like the Chariot, and the Seven of Swords. And then on the bottom from the left, the Hermit, the Seven of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. So this is interesting. The first thing I want to mention is that some of you may have either a Leo in your life, or you may have a Leo rising sign or some Leo in your chart, because there are a few cards that also came up in the Leo reading. So check that out if you do have a connection with Leo in some way. And some of the topics that touched on had to do with some emotional or subconscious things maybe coming to the surface and needing to take a look at those. But also, and Temperance wasn't in that reading, but I'm seeing it still resonate with that reading for you. There was some issues around possible medications or maybe some hormonal things needing to come back into balance, and I feel like the Temperance may be touching on that, and I'll see what else it means for this particular reading. But definitely check out that Leo reading if any of that resonates. So the Fairy Stallion in the center feels like a really good omen for this reading. I sense that although there's a couple of sevens, which can sometimes be about delays in regard to some different things, in this case it feels like maybe questioning judgment, questioning stability, safety, questioning intentions, causing some delays, or needing to reassess those things in regard to something. But although there may be these delays, or maybe some time needs to be taken out to reassess things, because we have that Chariot energy, I feel like all in all things will move forward and things will still have that momentum. Temperance also can be about delays, so that seems to emphasize that message. So I think that if in December it feels like something that you were planning on bringing in, manifesting, beginning, could be in relation to like a personal business, because this Nine of Pentacles is coming up. But if that's the case, I would say there may be just temporary delays, but with that Fairy Stallion, things are definitely charging forward. Momentum has not been lost. I am sensing some love connection energy here, and I think you had some of that for November as well. I feel like there's an opening up, maybe you coming forward and declaring love to someone. We have the Queen of Cups. It feels like you feeling like yourself, feeling like you're in your element, literally, and this Ace of Cups in the top right, those two next to each other, it just feels like more maybe charging forward. It's also touching on some of that Chariot energy, so a charging forward with your romantic feelings for someone. This could be in relation to this Knight of Swords. I'm also sensing that maybe there's been some delays around that. And if that's the case, with the worlds between you, there's a couple of things there. I feel like a cycle of maybe some delays is finalizing or coming to completion. But I also feel like there's just this idea like you have the world at your feet, this potential for the two of you. So this feels like a very positive movement forward. The Knight of Swords could be an air sign. It could also be someone younger. Those two things don't have to apply. A lot of times in my readings, it's more to do with the personality. or other traits. And so I would say with this person, they also are not afraid to speak their mind. So I think that if you do decide to come forward with a message of love, it will be received in a positive way. I feel like if there has been delays, maybe some of the delays for him or her, this Knight of Swords character, were in relation to some taking some time out for themselves, maybe even isolating in some way. I feel this Hermit energy with the Seven of Wands was them maybe taking some time to reassess what their desires are, to cease action in regard to love, but maybe also in regard to other areas of their life. They may have even taken some time off. If you feel like maybe you haven't heard from them, it feels like the main thing I'm feeling is that it doesn't have to do with you. It feels like it's mostly about them and figuring some things out. I do see this person really riding this energy of the Chariot, that momentum. It feels like that any delay for in this case is definitely starting to move forward. This person could also be in relation to something business related, and the delay could be related to that too. So if you've been counting on or waiting for another person to finalize something or do something related to a business or a project, it could also be something academic. Could be that you're with a company and you've been waiting for something to come through to begin something new in some way. That it feels like delays with that also will be ending, things will be moving forward. And also that person in this case was taking some time to reassess things in some way. It could be related to finances, or I'm picking up on something related to insurance, and maybe if someone's partnering with you or going to work with you on something, maybe they had to have some things in place, some legal things or something related to insurance, protections in some way. Something that not that they don't trust you or anything like that, but they're just very cautious, and that's what it feels like. That may be why there have been some delays. Okay. So I also feel with this Seven of Swords and the Ace of Cups together that there may be something love related that has been under the surface. And it feels to me like there is also a coming forward in regard to that in some way too. So for some of you, and because it's the Ace of Cups and also this Queen of Cups, which in this case might not just be related to you, it could also be about someone else coming forth with a message of love. But in this case, what I'm feeling is that there may be something that you have not been told about, and that's not meant to sound daunting in any way. It may not be negative, but it may be just that it's been under the surface and something that they've kept to themselves. More for the reason of they weren't finished with something. They needed to keep it to themselves to process something, to figure something out, that whole reassessing kind of thing. Sometimes the Seven of Swords can be like negative or betrayal, and it's possible that would apply to some of you, but with most of the energy of this reading, I'm not sensing that. Definitely sensing a little bit of something below the surface coming up, but doesn't have to be extremely negative in any way. And this month would be the time that this person feels comfortable coming forward with this. But there's a message there too, which is that they may be willing to do it for some reason this month, but they may feel defensive or hesitant. And this, I feel, is where your lovely Queen of Cups energy comes in. Your healing energy, the comforting. So if there's someone that you love, could be a partner, a potential partner, could just be a family member or someone else that you know and love, and you sense that they want to tell you something, or even if they're just beginning to share something with you, do your best to put them at ease, as long as you're comfortable with it. Because you do, Cancers, you have this immense intuitive side and this watery healing energy that can really put people at ease. And I'm sure that a lot of you have sensed that people are willing to open up to you. You have a strong empathic powers, and that also means that people are often willing to share things with you. And I feel like that might be the case with someone this month. So do your best to, if you want to make them comfortable in doing so, maybe cast out some of that comforting, healing energy, because there is some defensiveness and they're a little bit unsure, uneasy about it. So do your best to comfort them, and I think that whatever the revelation is, it may be something useful for you to hear as well, especially if it's a partner. All right, Cancers, if you have any questions about this or about the promotions, feel free to email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com, and definitely check out that Leo reading if it pertains to you. Take care.